Hello, this is Flying Scorpion here, and I'm going to be giving you a video with some tips and tricks for the Avalanche mission that is running right now for this weekend up until Monday, August 18th, I think. Could be wrong there, but anyways. So I've run this mission a couple of times, and just for fun, really, at this point, and it's definitely a tough mission. It is very challenging, and there's been this outcry of players saying, "Oh, it's too hard." I like it. I'm glad that it's tough. I'm glad it's a challenging mission. Um, and there's a few different ways you can go about beating it. If you use a low key and you stealth the entire run, it makes it a lot easier. And there's other ways you can go about beating it. Now, when I did it with a low key. I stealthed all the way through. And I'll be honest, because I just want to fly through the mission. I just want to get it done, move on, get back to running Tier 4 survival or whatever it is I wanted to do. So I grabbed my Loki and I jumped and I saw an enemy underneath me and I did the plunging attack on him, and in the half a second or whatever it took for me to pull the blades out, I was already dead. I was just shot down. There was a guy right next to him with the pistol shotgun in there, and just boom, 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 I was dead. And I lasted less than 60 seconds on my first attempt through this mission. So it is definitely hard. The enemies do a ton of damage. But before I really get further into this, what I'm going to do is point out a couple things about the mission, and let's see if this actually helps me when I play through it. So I'm going to actually play through this mission. But before I do that, we're dealing with the Avalanche Offensive, and what kind of enemies are we dealing with? So on the Avalanche Offensive, you're going to be dealing with a lot of Corpus Arctic Eximus. Now, what is an Eximus unit? Looks like I got a link somewhere over here. Eximus. So Eximus units, you've seen these guys. They have the glow around them. It's going to be a Corpus version of them, so they're going to look kind of like this. And yeah, so they're going to have an ability called Snow Globe right here. It's the same thing that Frost has. They're also going to be giving out an aura that slows you down, kind of like Coolant Leak with Sentinels. You can have a Sentinel with Coolant Leak. When an enemy gets close to you, it slows them down. So getting close and meleeing these guys is going to be an issue, and I don't recommend it because they're using extremely powerful close-range weapons, and you can get killed in one hit if you get within the range of their snow globes. So these are actually really well-designed enemies. They're designed very effectively. They're wielding a weapon that's a close-range weapon. They've got a bubble around them to protect them, so you have to get close or you have to shoot through the bubble and expose yourself. And just it all overlaps together to make a very strong enemy, and it's a challenge. Some of the enemies I do believe have the Guardian effect on them as well. It sort of restores their shields quickly, and that's very effective on the Corpus because the Corpus have gigantic shields anyway, so they need to regenerate their shields. So, with all that said, toxic damage is excellent in this mission because it goes right through shields, it bypasses them, and the Acrid was recently buffed in a patch, bringing its damage from 20 to 35. It nearly doubled its damage. So take an Acrid if you can, because that baby's going to just tear these guys up. And you can use the Acrid from range. It's got perfect accuracy. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic weapon. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what the weapons are, okay? So here's the Detron. The Detron's a pretty rare pistol. You don't see it very often. Even players don't use it. But the Detron packs a pretty powerful punch. It does 105 radiation damage. Now, that doesn't seem much. You don't see players using this that much because radiation damage isn't all that popular. But if you go to radiation damage right here, and you go back to damage 2.0, let's take a look at what's going on with the Tenno here. Now, I'm pretty sure all Tenno have alloy armor, and this is going to be important. I think all Tenno have proto shield. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the way that this is set up, though. So radiation damage, if you go over here, does an extra 75% against alloy armor. Now, if I'm right, that means that it's going to hurt really bad when you get hit with the Detron, and also, the Detron has no damage fall off over distance. That's crazy. A shotgun with no damage fall off? So that means you can be hit from any distance and it's going to hurt just as bad. So yeah, it definitely changes the rules there when you're dealing with this. So that's why I say when you see these guys with the snow bubbles, don't get close to them. Stay at range, stay behind cover. Now, the other weapon that you're dealing with is the Dara. Now, the Dara, I believe it's the Dara. We'll look a little closer when we actually get into this match. It does high puncture damage. Now, puncture damage is also good against alloy armor. Let's take a look at it right here. There you go. Both good against ferrite and alloy armor. But look at this. Negative 50% against shields. Or 15% against regular shields. So it's reduced damage against shields. Look at this radiation damage. Oh, I get negative 25 against shields. I don't even know if we have shields. I think we have proto shields. No change on proto shields. So one way or another, you're going to want your shields up, and you want to have as much shields as possible to soak up the damage that does get through. And if your shields go down, take cover and wait for them to replenish. But there's an issue on the Avalanche Offensive, and that's that you've got this ice everywhere, and it reduces your shields by 50%. So there's a couple mods that I recommend you use if you're going to run this mission. So we're going to hop in here, and I'm going to be playing with my Saren just because Saren is my favorite Warframe.
Back, operator.
And even though Saren, she's really not ideal for this situation, and using a Heck is definitely not ideal for this situation, I'm just going to be doing it for fun. So I might not show the entire playthrough of the mission because it can take about 15 minutes. I take my time, I take it nice and slow. I don't want my Kubrau to die while I'm doing it, so I just take my patience and go very slowly through the mission. So here's the mods that I'm going to use on this. Now, you don't have to copy this, and it's definitely not going to be available for everybody, but one of the things that I will point out is today, if you're playing Warframe and you do the alert, the special alert, you'll get 10 rarefied fusion cores, and it's very easy to max out some specific mods to do the Arctic or the Avalanche Offensive missions. So diamond skin is super important. You need diamond skin, and you want to max that out if you can. A 45% reduction in radiation damage is huge, especially when you're dealing with these Detrons. You need that radiation damage resistance. Another one that you can do is warm coat. Warm coat reduces the amount of damage or shield you lose due to the ice, so that's helpful. I would recommend using rejuvenation as well too. It'd be good to have. If you're going to take this mission nice and slow, get a rejuvenation on there if you have it. A lot of new players don't. Now, one of the things I'm going to point out is the fact that I have insulation on there, and I could be completely wrong on using insulation. The only reason I have it on there is because sometimes a projectile will hit me, and I'll get that slow effect, that ice proc, you know, and you're moving really slow. And I could be wrong, but I get the impression that even though they're wielding Detrons and Daras, I think they might have added ice damage onto the weapons. So, I don't know. I'm putting it on there just as an experiment. In regards to the weapon I'm using, there's really nothing special here. Use whatever you think is best. It's good to have long range. I definitely don't recommend using a shotgun. I just use a shotgun because I have fun with it, and the Heck is one of the long-range shotguns, longer-range shotguns, so it's not too bad. The Acrid, this is super good for this mission. This is very good for this mission. I cannot stress it enough. I recommend you bring this thing, and you'll tear it up. It's perfectly accurate, too. You can snipe enemies, and one of the things I do recommend is stay as far away as you can. Now, the Detron has no damage fall off, but it does have spread. So if you're strafing side to side and you're far away, the pellets aren't going to hit you. They're very rarely going to hit you. If one pellet hits you, it's not going to instant kill you. And also, even though the Dara is perfectly accurate as well, there's still travel time for the projectile, and if you're just sidestepping side to side, you're going to miss a lot. They're going to miss you a lot. Now, unfortunately, this mission does have a lot of indoor sections where there's doors closing and opening, and you have to walk up to the door and open it, and there's guys right on the other side. So what I recommend you do in those situations is either bring a shade to stealth you. When you walk up to the door, you stealth, the door opens, you don't get killed instantly. And it gives you a moment to walk inside the room and find yourself a nice little area to start fighting, and you want that cover. I'm going to be using my Kubrau. It's the first and only Kubrau I ever made. I'm super happy with this Kubrau. And she is very handy. She's got stock. I maxed that out. It's so helpful. It's super helpful. The only issue with the Kubrau is that sometimes she will just blindly run in there and die, and that just sucks. And it's really hard to finish the mission without the Kubrau. So anyways, with all that said, you don't have to watch the playthrough at this point forward. You've probably got all the information you need to run the mission yourself. If you decide to continue watching, what I'm going to do is actually just jump into the mission, play around a bit for fun. I'm just going to be using my shotgun. I might use my Venom ability once or twice. Venom's really pretty much useless on this mission, but I use it anyway, just for shits and giggles, really. So yeah, if you're done now, thanks for watching, and if you continue to play, well, I guess you can we'll share in this moment together and see how well I run through the mission here. I don't know if that cold resistance is going to help. It might.
Okay. Eliminate all corpus threats.
Alright, see, that's great. All on its own. What? Wow, he can jump really high. Stealth attack is definitely something I would recommend doing if you can do it here. Shields go down quickly, but you definitely want them up. Alright.
I've detected freezing temperatures. The ice in here will damage your shields.
Can you stealth attack him? No, you can't. Look how fast that took him out. That was crazy. Crazy good damage on this pistol. Here, particularly. Oh, that was... That's how you do that. Good job, Anne. Very good job. There's the guy running away. He's running away for good reason. Yeah, you can run, but you can't hide. We know we're near one. You're down.
They spotted you. Get ready for a fight.
Take him out from range. There's another one. Alright, just dropping these guys. This gun is so handy. There's another one right over there. Guy's down. Another one. Alright. That gets possible. Uh-oh. Reset. Whoa! Dodge that. 4 more enemies and we're done. No deaths. No nothing. He's gonna die anyway. Alright, 3 more enemies. Can we do this without really screwing ourselves up. Oh yeah, we can. One last enemy. Alright. Let's use a shotgun. I'm gonna get a nice shotgun kill. That's it. Alright.
Other than you, I can't detect a single life form. Let's get out of here.
And there you go. That's how you do that mission without dying, without taking too much damage. You know, I really do believe that the cold resistance... I don't know. I'm not sure the cold resistance was all that helpful, but... Holy crap.
Mission complete. Excellent
Oh,
work,
what's this?
Tenno.
Well, there you go. There's the Avalanche Offensive mission with Saren. And, yeah, I don't know if that helps at all, but thanks for watching anyway, and adios. Again, I'm Flying Scorpion, and enjoy your warframe.